Hej och välkommen till del 2 av min ESPC-special. En serie avsnitt ifrån den här podden där du får följa med mig till mässgolvet på European SharePoint Conference ESPC som gick av stapeln i Stockholm i december. Jag heter Mats Warnolf och du lyssnar på Office 365-podden. Mitt på utställningsgolvet på ESPC så finns det en community area. En liten area som är avsedd för människor som mig och människor som dig och så vidare då att hänga, diskutera och så vidare. Där brukar finnas lite fika, där brukar finnas lite klistermärken. Ibland kanske det finns några t-shirts och sådär som någon har bidragit med. Och framförallt så finns där väldigt intressanta människor. Jag träffade Marijn Somers som är konsult och dessutom har sin egen podcast om Office 365. Den heter Office 365 Distilled, där han och en kollega pratar om Office 365 och dricker whisky.
Hello, my name is Marijn. I've been an MVP for 6 years. I'm from Belgium. I'm co-hosting the Microsoft 365 Distilled podcast, and I'm a speaker here at the ESPC.
Okay, then this is not your first ESPC?
It is definitely not my first ESPC, no.
And probably not the last?
I hope it will not be the last. We'll see how good of a job I do, and then hopefully it will be fun next time as well.
Okay, so looking back at Microsoft 365 during all these years, historically, what was the biggest development when it comes to Microsoft 365 in your view?
Well, I've always been a SharePoint person, but I think that Teams has changed the game completely. And now, of course, Copilot and agents, they're going to change the game. But, I mean, if I look back at the history, I think Teams is the biggest change towards collaboration and how we work together.
And what about right now, the change that's coming right now with AI and things like that? What's your view on this?
I don't hate it, no. I think we are in this Gartner hype cycle kind of thing, and I think we're right on top. We first need to get it into the hands of more people, I think, to really see what we want, what use cases we have, and where we can actually really change the world. Because today it's now, I can do things in 5 minutes less time than I could a few months ago. But what are we going to do with those 5 minutes? That's peanuts. And I need things that could really change the way I work. Like, for example, the 5 agents that they introduced. I just had a demo of the new project manager agent. Now, that is going to save me half a day every week, for example. So that is a big change that I'm looking forward to.
All right. And if you look into your crystal ball and you try to figure out what's going to change in the coming years?
Then I really want to look at like the back in the day we had Cortana, or the promise of Cortana, where I would be in my car driving around talking to Cortana like, hey, what's on my agenda? What can I do? And send an email to this person. That is what I want. Like perfect hands off the keyboard experience while I'm in the car, just doing work, real work, meaningful work while I'm in the car, fully AI assisted.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Du har hört Marijn Somers från mässgolvet på ESPC i Stockholm i december. En annan person, en verklig veteran som man kan träffa på mässgolvet på ESPC, är förstås Marc Anderson.
I'm an MVP, Microsoft MVP. I live in Rhode Island in the United States. And let's see, I've been an MVP for 14 years. I run a company called, I don't run a company. That would offend all of my coworkers. We're more of a collaborative. A company called Simpraxis Consulting that is a virtual company, really. We've never had an office. And we do consulting around Microsoft 365, Azure, anything from just advice about how to do things, to building intranets, to doing migrations, to total customization of processes and user interfaces. That's probably more than you want to know.
Well, that's excellent. I wanted to ask you, I mean, Microsoft 365 has been around for a lot of years, and Microsoft 365, Office 365, BPOS, and all of that. What would you say was the biggest milestone in the years past for you?
Well, let's see. You started with BPOS, so from the cloud forward. I think probably when, I think it was 2016 when SharePoint got its total facelift, when modern SharePoint first sort of arrived at the scene. I think there was a realization on behalf of Microsoft that a lot of the ways that the old technology worked on-prem actually didn't work very well because they were running it in a service, and they realized that they needed to make a bunch of things work better. And they started to learn from the mistakes that they had made that we had suffered with a bit over the years. So that was a huge milestone. I think that was you said the biggest one. I think that's the biggest of the sort of the cloud era for me, being a SharePoint guy.
So now we're in this AI phase of development or whatever you want to call it. So how do you feel about that? What does that bring to the table for you?
Well, of course, it's going to change everything, right? Well, and that's sort of the real question, isn't it? Whenever anything new comes along, it's the new thing that gets hyped as well. And I have no doubt that the AI technologies that have started to come out over the last few years are going to be transformational in our lives, just like the internet was before, just like the printing press was in 15, whatever it was. There are certain technological developments that are transformational. So I expect that this AI revolution or this AI journey that we've really only just started is going to make a huge difference in our lives, but it's going to take a while. I think that people should, just like with any technology, they shouldn't assume it's going to change their lives for the better immediately. Version 3 of everything that Microsoft tends to, if you remember back, we never would think that anything before version 3 was going to work right at all. That was a Microsoft problem. But I think that's true of most technologies that are out there too. And Donna was talking about it this morning in her keynote. There's just a lot of stuff that gets hyped that never pans out. I think this will pan out. Copilot will work. ChatGPT will be embedded all over the place. I think again, it's going to change the way we live our lives. But let's be measured about it. Let's understand that it's going to be a rather slow uphill, not slog, but trip, as opposed to this giant leap all at once.
So if you were to look in the crystal ball, what are your hopes for the future?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope nothing else happens to my car. Anyone who knows me will understand what that means.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about your insurance notes.
Let's see. Well, I think it may be a weird answer. I've been in this business, in the technology business, for 40 some years now. I have it's gray hair actually, even though people accuse me of having white hair. It's whatever color it is. I've earned every damn one of them. I've been waiting for years for a transformation in IT from a service, not a service provider, a cost center in essence, to a transformational organization. I want to see the people who take care of the technology and provide the technology also work with the organization in a true way to change the way they work for the better. There's always been sort of a blood barrier there that has been unhealthy, I think, for both sides of it. IT tends to be a department considered the department of no. There's, the security oversteps are a great example. No, you can't do that because reason that makes no sense. So I would love to see there are signs that this is happening. It's amazed me that it's taken so long to go from the sort of command and control way of IT operation to a more innovative and open and made up of people who can speak and normally converse with the people they work with, as opposed to being total nerds like we all were back in the day. So again, sort of a roundabout thing, but I'm hoping that maybe this AI generation will be a part of what makes this move forward more. But let's get the technologists more embedded in the organization. Let's stop talking about the business, because the business is all of us. IT is also the business, right? We all ought to be working for the same common goals and trying to help our organizations succeed with the abilities and tools we have at hand.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Du hörde Marc Anderson, en riktig veteran inom Microsoft 365. Ja, det var allt vi hade att erbjuda i Office 365-podden för den här gången. Om det är så att du har tankar, frågor eller någonting annat att bidra med får du hemskt gärna göra det på mejladressen office365podden@varnolf.net. Tack för att du har lyssnat. Vi hörs igen. Hej!